Oh my god. A cancel chain attack combo function will be added to combat. This means no more TVs. We will be able to freely change the time. What is up, ZZZ Proxies? It's your boy Josh, and today we have an urgent message. This is why I'm coming out with this sort of impromptu video. I'm not going to be cutting a lot of this out. This is going to be my very first reactions to the news for Zeneless zzzero, because Zeneless zzzero actually came out with one of their first dev talks, what they call the Redo Renovation Talks Volume 1. We're actually going to be taking a look at some of the changes, UI changes, and potential gameplay changes, combat changes that could shake up the entire landscape of what we used to think that Zeneless zzzero was. I'm very excited. There are some very sneaky notes in here that a lot of players have been really vouching for in terms of, changes that we wanted to see in Zeneless zzzero. So let's dive into the Redo Renovation Talk Volume 1. So we start with hello proxies. Since the official release of ZZZ, many enthusiastic proxies have been attracted to new Eridu to visit and explore. As the creative team is eager to showcase the unique style and content to every player, we're consistently thinking about how to shape the city of New Eridu. We'd love to discuss some of the main issues raised in the feedback and share our current plans with optimizing the game and further updates. First, in terms of the narrative experience in the latest story missions of version 1.1, for the first time, you'll be able to interact with New Eridu's neighborhoods and fight through the levels to advance the story progress from the perspective of the mission's protagonists. Now, this is huge because this means no more TVs. Actually, very few TVs. I would say that they're starting to use the characters as conduits versus the Bang Boo. And that was the whole reason behind the TV system, right? You were using the HDD to progress through the game as the Bang Boo within the hollows. But now they're actually using the perspective of the following characters. Let's say you're going through, the ballet twins. You're going to be walking around as Lycon or Rina or Sokaku, right? Or Ellen Joe. So this is a huge, drastic POV shift. And I think they actually needed this. And this is very much aligning with, other, types of games like Honkai Star Rail, right? Honkai Star Rail, you change perspectives all the time. You're not just the Trailblazer. So this is a really nice change in a direction where now we actually get the best of both worlds. We actually get to see other characters and then step away from a lot of the HDD and Bang Boom moments. This is probably the biggest change, and I'm very glad that they're starting to explore this a little bit more with version 1.1, and then hopefully it'll carry out to phasing out the very messy, or the amount of time that the HDD was just bogging people down with. So let's continue here. A button for manual chain attack. Whoa. I need to zoom into this one. Manual chain attack mode will be added to the squad lineup interface before entering combat. In this mode, stunning an enemy, your actions will not trigger agents' chain attacks. Additionally, a cancel chain attack combo function will be added to combat, allowing you to choose whether to manual chain according to your preferences. Now, a lot of folks have been tinkering around with the idea that actually canceling or letting chain attacks run out actually increases your DPS. This is in line with characters like Ellen Joe, and not always having or including Sokaku into your team rotations so that you can get the most amount of time for her buffs. And this is probably going to allow other more mainline or frontline DPS characters to really flourish, and to allow people a little bit more skill expression. This is a good thing. Good thing. I'm very glad that they're listening to the community, because the community is already sort of like, hey man, like always forcing me to go into these chain attacks, bro. Like I just don't, why do I keep needing to go into this or that? A lot of times these chain attacks do help for the majority, but when you get further down the road and there's more nuance with a lot of characters, a lot of higher end game players, this is for them. this is truly for them a huge dub, and now it allows for a lot more skill expression, like I said earlier. So wow, that's a 2 for 2, baby. 2 for 2, huge news. Next, 3. In terms of combat, we have added a series of challenging combat missions and game modes that will continuously be updated. All proxies are welcome to try them out in the new version. So any more difficult combat missions, which is perfectly fine. I personally never did any of the challenge modes. I just reached PL40, I'm running through extra quests, I'm, farming for other characters, doing drive disc farming, doing notorious hunts, just your regular stuff. I never really touched the challenge modes for combat. Presumably, maybe they incentivize us more to do these combat missions, and I assume that they're going to be more difficult, which is good. In Shiyu Defense, number 4, we have improved the display of enemies' attribute resistances, making it easier for you to select suitable agents for each challenge. This is good because in Shiyu Defense, there are 2 ways to approach the floors. First, you need to be able to shred the particular elemental shield. So a lot of the times in the, I believe from stages like 7 and up, 7 to 11 to 15, they have, or the enemies, higher enemies, have specific shields that you need to shred in order to actually deal damage to their HP. Now, it's a little bit annoying because it, again, forces you to use either a single or a secondary element. But if you didn't know, specific enemies have certain, weaknesses innately to certain elements. So let's say you have your electro mech that has a fire shield that up, or an ether shield that's up. So instead of having to always use GN for that, you could actually use a character like, or you could actually use a team surrounding Grace Rena, because electricity is just the innate weakness to the mech boss, or whatever it may be. So this will make it easier for us to actually distinguish, hey, I can actually just bring in a team of electric characters to just shred down the character, and once I chain inflict attribute anomalies, etc., then that is also a secondary way to approach that Shiyu Defense floor. It actually is already in the game. You can actually already do that. However, actually improving the UI for that will help, just general players who don't necessarily know that right off the bat to be able to create teams. Huge dub. I think that one's the big one. Number 3, it was okay, serious challenge mode combats, but this one for Shiyu Defense actually improves the player experience because it allows us to be like, oh yeah, hey, don't forget, you could also still use this team against this mech guy or this ether guy, just because they're just innately weak to that element. So this is really good. After unlocking a new agent, the internet avatar of that agent will automatically be unlocked. So now you can select your favorite agent as your internet avatar. That's another, quality of life update. Yeah, I was very curious as to why they did not allow that before. And we only have those like little weird, sprite heads and whatnot. So now we actually get to get all of the internet avatars. I believe they were locked behind, I believe they were locked behind trust. Or trust missions, potentially. I haven't really gotten to that portion. I've really just been focusing on the main portions of the game, building my characters, going for Shiyu Defense, Hoyoverse. So it wasn't really that big of a concern of mine, but this is good. The battle menu interface on mobile devices will allow you to customize certain UI buttons with a preset plan. You can choose the controls that best suit your playstyle. This is huge. Mobile players, I'm not going to speak for you guys because I'm not a mobile player, but I assume, especially with a combat-oriented game, it would be to your benefit to adjust certain buttons. Let's say you want to move your attack button to a slightly higher position for your thumb, so it's a little bit more comfortable, or you want to move a special or a dodge to a certain to another button versus this button to make it just easier, more condensed. This is going to be to your guys' benefits. I believe this is a huge W for mobile players, and allowing to customize, right? Customize your experience will allow you to then make that experience more your own. And that's extremely powerful as a player, especially mobile players. So huge changes coming into 1.1 already. So we basically know that these will be implemented in version 1.1. And let's actually take a look, because they have another section that is looking a little bit further into the future, 2-3 months down the road in version 1.2. For completed story commissions and exploration commissions with uncollected rewards, we'll be adding a fairy assistant feature. Once you meet certain requirements, you can hand over these missions to Fairy and receive all the uncollected mission rewards after a set period of time. Now, this pretty much lends itself to, hey, let's say you didn't get one of those like little either chest rewards, or let's say you didn't get one of the little, yellow coins or the red coins or whatever. I believe this is to that particular, or to target that more specifically, and using this fairy assistant feature to be able to collect those rewards for you if, you're just not going back to the mission. Because if you finish the mission, it doesn't feel good to have to go back and search for, there's a chest that I need to get here, or I need to go to the secret path in the HDD to be able to get the little coin. It's a little bit annoying. And I also think that's also why that adds to the frustration of the HDD, the TV mode. So this fairy assistance will basically allow us to collect all those rewards after a set period of time. I believe maybe after one patched worth of you finishing a quest, be like, hey, you can use this fairy assistance to be able to collect this reward. So I think that's a good thing, because that, again, doesn't force you to have to go back to all the story modes again, and allows you to focus on the stuff that you want to. While exploring, monitor array the automatic accelerated playback. When enabled, will not be interrupted by other events. Additionally, the animation playback speed for the events will be increased, providing a smoother game experience. While exploring motion array, the automatic accelerated playback will be enabled. Is this the HDD mode? Or is this like literally playing back scenes? I mean, that's not really a big change for me. Doesn't really move the needle either way. So I'm just gonna move on here. Number 3, a preset lineup feature will be added. You'll also be able to choose whether to include Bang Boo in your lineup for battle. The entrance location for agent training will be adjusted, and repeating combat stages will be added, making it easier to train and familiarize yourself with agent-specific controls. This is just for, trainers, beginners, just being like, hey, this is for you. This is for you, little Timmy. Don't forget to do your little agent training so that you can, actually learn the game. Don't forget. And again, for most, young adults, long gacha, stands, you guys can pretty much get all the stuff you need from the main tutorial. But for those who are looking to, enhance their knowledge, they can go back to the agent training. So that's always good. After reaching a certain internet level, a feature that will allow you to freely change the time will be unlocked. Oh my god. After reaching a certain internet level, we will be able to freely change the time. Oh my god. And here's the thing. I can understand to the effect that the immersion level of this game, they want you to go through the daily time, right? Do X, Y, Z, either a mission, either a quest, just something to be able to move the time, just because that's how it kind of should be when it comes to the immersion aspect. They're like, oh yeah, this was our plan. But it does backfire a little bit, especially when people are trying to activate certain quests at certain times. They pseudo had a fix to this when you're allowed to, select missions. Let's say like a trust mission. You're able to select a trust mission during a specific time. So let's say it's in the afternoon. You could select it for the afternoon, and it'll automatically add it to your time so that you just go there right then and there. But this is a huge game changer, especially for a lot of missions that are outside the specific time zones that you'd like. Let's say that the AMs or like the 12 AMs, right? The midnights, right? This is really, really good. Oh my goodness. And hopefully it's like level, I believe level 30 or like at least 26 or 30 is when I would realistically like this feature a little bit more, because then the world actually opens up a lot more, such that, you know, there are more quests, let's say, you know, in Lumina Square and you know, yada yada yada, in larger city you know, regions that we're going to. Let's say, you know, again, for 1.1 or 1.2, we're going to be going to the outer circles or the outer rings of New Eridu. So, you know, if we're going to be exploring even more regions, this is going to be helping us to actually, you know, more conveniently tackle certain quests. Huge change. Wow. Okay, wait, hold up. To be implemented in later versions? I thought this was the later version. Currently, you can only control Bell or Wise in the city other than the agents. We will announce our current progress and future plans. No way. You're gonna allow us to use different characters? Oh, we will continuously improve the models for some agents and provide proxies with improved visual experience. Okay, yeah, also maybe improve the walking animations, because when, you know, when Belle walks or runs, she looks like she's doing the stanky leg, but other than that, you know, that's good, I guess. We'll continuously optimize the interface interactions, experience, and combat interface UI. All proxies are welcome to explore the game further and let us know your suggestions. This above is just a part of the optimization plans. We'll continue to pay attention to your game experience and further refine the game. We'll continue to add more fun challenges and combat events and adjust the balance of different game modes. We're aware that there's so much room for our team to grow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for your TED Talk, the Redo Renovation Talk Volume 1. I'll be honest, this is an 11 out of 10. I don't care what people say. They have gone further beyond what I expected them to do in terms of the first, you know, rounds of dev changes to the game for version 1.1 and version 1.2, and going further into the next 6 to 12 months into the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. They covered all the bases and some. They covered all the bases and some. Now this game is basically what we want it to be. There are some maybe other, you know, larger things down the road when we get more characters or more story and more just content in general. But as far as what has been encompassing the pain points of content now, this is amazing. The Redo Renovation Talks. Again, please comment down below your thoughts on these changes, if you think they're good for the game, and potentially maybe if you think they're bad for the game, or you think that they could be doing more. Let me know. Please like the video. Please share this out. This Redo Renovation Talk needs to be shared out. More people need to get this news. It is absolutely just the best news we've got out of Zeneless Zero. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next video. And my next video will probably be the Juyen full walkthrough guide. So go check that one out tomorrow. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Oh, click on this next video. Yeah, YouTube thinks I like it.